Alright, so here we are at the bonfire, and what we're gonna do now, since we've already kicked down the ladder, we're gonna climb up, and then deal once again with that bridge guarded by the Hellkite Wyvern. Now, as you can see over here, this wall that I'm standing at right now is actually a safe zone. You don't have to worry about getting burned by the dragon over here. Of course, I found out about it a little bit too late, but what you want to do is you want to get that dragon off of its perch so that you can pass through its legs and then make it to the other side of the bridge. The best way to do that is to run to the other side of the bridge that I'm on right now, so the opposite side, down over there. To my character's left, where the stairs were. The main reason why you'll probably want to go across in the first place is just because you want him to burn the rest of the resistance. But yeah, just wait patiently, wait for him to finish breathing fire, and then run across. Of course, I only found out that much later that you can do that, so that's why I'm kind of hesitating and not really doing anything. So yeah, once he's down, just quickly run through his legs. He'll do a fire breathing attack, so that's gonna leave him wide open, or like completely, like, unable to do anything else to attack you. So yeah, now that you're here, don't think you're safe just yet. You won't be able to activate that bonfire because there's still an enemy nearby. And unlike the bridge, the wall won't protect you from fire either. So yeah, once the dragon realizes that it can't reach you anymore, it's gonna leave, and the bridge will be relatively safe for a while now. So yeah, the spot that I'm standing on right now is actually a altar for a covenant. Now, the covenant system is new to this game. If anyone's familiar with like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of gameplay, you'll be familiar with like the alignment system that it sort of implies. So there's chaotic good, chaotic neutral, and lawful evil, and like lawful neutral, and true neutral, things like that for alignments. It doesn't really affect your game outside of multiplayer. Usually its main purpose is just to fit everything so that it's in your playstyle, to fit that playstyle for that RPG kind of perspective. So yeah, here we are with a lever. As soon as you pull this, you don't have to worry about pulling it anymore because even if you die, it'll be saved to that state. So you head up these stairs, and you'll encounter this guy. He's not a problem. You know how to deal with him. Just counter, and then take him out. Okay, this part is a little bit dangerous. If you rush in, you're going to find yourself getting overwhelmed pretty quickly. So immediately to your right, there's going to be one guy slowly walking towards you that is not aggressive, while there's one guy that's far across in front of you who's very aggressive, and he's going to try to attack you immediately. So just wait for him to attack and then do a counter attack after blocking him. And this guy over here, he's very defensive, so yeah, just kick open his defenses and then finish him off. Now this part's a little bit tricky. This mini boss over here, he has very high physical defense, so like if you have magic, you don't have to worry about him so much. You could just fire off whatever magic spells from a safe distance, or pyromancies from a safe distance. But if you're using melee, the best thing to do is to lure him into the fire over here so that he'll be slowly cooking himself. Now remember to always keep your shields up because there are snipers above you. And they can get and then they can easily get cheap shots in. Alright, so with the iron boar out of the way, now you're free to take out the guys that were shooting at you earlier. Now this this knight over here, he's not gonna really attack you. So once again, just like the first guy, kick open his shield and then finish him off. These guys over here, when you get too close, they'll take out their swords. I made a mistake earlier over there. I accidentally let that one live. So just be aware that you might not have done enough damage. So after beating those two guys, you'll attract the attention of the last guy. And yeah, he's aggressive, so he's gonna attack, put up your shield, and then take him out how you usually would. So now that the entire place is clear, you don't have to worry about surprises from behind. You can now go down here in this area to advance. Now there's this guy over here. Try not to rush too much because you will get attacked from behind as soon as you enter. So quickly take out this guy if you can, and then turn your attention behind you. These guys are really easy, but then in great numbers though, they can really bother you. So always anticipate at least one of them being behind you so that you don't end up having to waste more healing items. Yeah, if we go to this corpse, you'll pick up the mystery key, and you'll be able to use it later, so you don't need to put much thought into it right now. Once you traverse the white lights, immediately head to the pathway on your right. You'll find a new kind of enemy over here, a Balter Knight. There are several ways to take down these guys, and you don't need to be too intimidated by them, even though they do seem really intimidating at first. This guy, he's pretty easy since he's by himself, and you can easily start off with a backstab. They're not too different from the enemies from before, except you won't be able to kick their shields open, just like the Skeleton Knights. But the thing is, they fall down pretty easily. They're just like any other enemy. They don't have too many tricks up their sleeves. Although later you're going to see that they can actually do parry attacks, which is really, really dangerous, especially in lower levels. So when you head down these stairs, down over here, you'll be greeted immediately by one especially defensive skeleton on your right, an extremely aggressive Balter Knight to your left. Best thing to do is just to kind of bait out an attack from him. Bait out an attack from him by holding up your shield, walking towards them, and suddenly walking back. That should be able to help him get aggressive and make mistakes. Just like this guy. So yeah, here we are. This is the this is going to be where the next boss will be located. I'm just gonna show you the front of the stage over here. Inside the church is just like the rest of the game, very dangerous. And yeah, just be careful of this enemy over here before you pick up that basement key, which will come in handy later, but again, don't worry about it too much right now. So yeah, once you take care of this guy, it's time to go in the front of this church. This church building over here, you'll be immediately greeted by a Balter Knight. And one thing to do is just try to wait for him to leave himself wide open. And also, if you do enough damage, he might be desperate enough to use an Estus flask, and that'll leave him wide open too. So as soon as you enter here, there's immediately going to be one waiting for you on your left. It's try to get a good jump on you, so you don't have to worry about facing more than one if you know where they all are, because these guys are extremely difficult at these levels when you're fighting at least two of them. Maybe the only time you could really take out two of them at once is if you had a really, really strong Zweihunter. or you could use as Y Hunter. And that's aside from that, there's not really much you can do, or unless like you're really good at using magic. So yeah, this guy, he's gonna go into his parry mode once he takes out his sword like that. What you could try doing is, yeah, you could throw a firebomb. That'll definitely get his attention, and that'll definitely do a lot of damage to him. And the more damage you do to them, the more desperate they'll be, and they might even do something reckless like using an Estus Flask. Yeah. Like, if you bought plenty of firebombs from the merchant earlier, then, like, don't worry about using them. Don't be afraid to use them. They're yours. You need every advantage you can get in this game. And like, yeah, parry mode can be like easily beaten using a firebomb or a pyromancy or like even a sorcery spell. The only thing you shouldn't do is attack with your weapon, because like that'll just like they will parry and it will hurt. So yeah, I didn't want to go further inside the church because like usually a frontal assault is really dangerous, and the best way to do it is to go flank them from the side. Yeah, just take out these guys. You'll probably be seeing these guys often if you end up getting stuck on the boss of this area. But yeah, these guys though, like, this is basic, like, you can practice parrying here, you can practice pretty much like backstabs, get a better idea of how you can easily put out a lot of damage in as little time as possible, because you are pretty much on the clock here. So yeah, instead of going into that church, I'm going in the direction of the next bonfire, so this entire area is perfectly safe. You don't have to worry about getting attacked here.